Me?
You think this is funny?
In a cosmic sort of way, yes.
Well, Mr. Funny Man, is this how you get your sick kicks?
What? It's just an ordinary crabby. Oh my goodness!
Alright, hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel here once again, and this is going to be another movie review. Well, as the old saying goes, look how they massacred my boy. It's time to review Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate. Oh boy. But as always, I am not professional movie reviewer or analyst or anything like that. Just a man who enjoys a good time. But really, where's good time? What good time is there in this movie? I'll tell you what, there is none. So this a sequel that seemingly nobody asked for. I think people were very content to just have the first Megamind movie and then the Button of Doom, the little short that they did. Like right after the first movie came out. I think if they ended it there, I think it would have been fine. People would have been able to move on. I'm sure there would be plenty of people who wanted a sequel, but I think the majority of people would have been content with not necessarily having a Megamind sequel. But we got one. We sure got one, and it is not good at all. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, if you've seen these reviews of mine before, you kind of already know how this works. If you haven't, I'm going to be talking about what I liked and disliked about this movie, and there is a lot to dislike, as well as giving a plot summary. But I guess I can give a mini review of The Button of Doom and correct some of the things I missed in my Megamind review. I feel like I missed quite a bit when it came to that. For starters, after the reveal of Metro Man still being alive toward the middle slash like climax of the movie, if you go back, you can see where like flashes briefly when Metro Man and Megamind are having their kind of back and forth before Metro Man goes to save Roxanne at the beginning of the movie. A lot of people went back and watched that, and they noticed it. And there's the part of Titan and accidentally predicting the death of the Queen of England, which is it's kind of insane how he was able to predict that. It's something that in hindsight is just not necessarily funny, but more so like kind of crazy because wow. But other than that, I don't think I really missed anything else. If I think of anything, I'm sure it'll come to me at 3 in the morning. As for the Megamind, the Button of Doom, pretty much the premise is that Megamind is selling off all his old evil gadgets and machines and everything that he used while he was a villain. He sold those off. He doesn't need them anymore. The one thing he wasn't able to sell, the Button of Doom, also a really funny slash interesting visual gag is that the death ray was worth I think like uh $50 billion or something like that. I forget exactly. But there was 12 monthly payments of it. And that was if we go with $50 billion, I forget the exact amount, but if we do 50 uh I think it was 50 million, which is kind of might be 500 million. Oh, we'll just do 500 million. I'm just looking at my calculator here. So across 12 monthly payments, and yeah, that was about right. That was about 41,000 or 41,666,666 dollars and about 67 cents per per month. That is a lot for a death ray, but I guess it's worth it if you remember to charge it beforehand. But Megamind wasn't able to sell his Button of Doom, so he activates it because he doesn't know what it does, and it activates the Megamind, a giant robot that is designed to ultimately destroy Metro Man. I imagine my headcanon is that if the death ray that did kill Metro Man in the movie didn't work out, then the Megamind was Megamind's next official plan. But the Megamind sees Megamind decked out in white, which he actually looks pretty good in, and it decides to go after him. So, Megamind has to trick the robot into standing by the fake observatory where Metro Man was, and then he activates the Ray of Doom, which destroys the robot. Afterwards, Megamind takes back all of his equipment, including the dehydration gun, which some kids have used to dehydrate their parents. So Megamind essentially frees them, and happily ever after, as Megamind steps into his role as the city's protector. Sounds like a fitting ending, right? Let's see how they muck it up. So, this movie, and getting into the plot summary, in case you care, this movie takes place 2 days after the events of Megamind. So this is 2 days after Megamind defeated Titan. Sorry, I'm trying to plug in my laptop. But so this is 2 days after Megamind defeated Titan. So this is 1 day after Megamind after the events of the Button of Doom. So great, we're off to a great start. They give a brief recap showing actual footage from the previous movie. He to bring everybody up to speed, which it automatically makes that the best part of this movie. Then Megamind, as the new protector of Metro City, he stops a criminal trio known as the Go Fish Gang, who try to steal a very rare, very priceless fish to sell on the blackfish market. That's their exact words. Some hijinks ensue with especially with the dehydration gun, including a shark being dehydrated, and the Go Fish Gang, and you try to get away in their tank, which is like an actual tank, but it's kind of in the shape of a fish tank. Get it? Because they're fish? But anyway, get used to a lot of corny, dumb jokes within this movie. But Megamind, sure enough, stops him, and the Go Fish Gang are put behind bars. Whereas Megamind, for his heroism, is presented with a key to the city. Chum, who is the artist formerly known as Minion, they renamed him because there's a trademark on like Minion meat sticks. I forget what it's even called in this universe, so he has to go by Chum now. Which Minion meat sticks sounds too close to Rule 34 for my liking. But sure enough, he's called Chum for this movie. So great, they renamed him, and he feels dejected. He wants to be Megamind's official sidekick, as if he wasn't already. But Megamind's like nah. He rejects Chum. I have to call him Chum for the purpose of the movie. So Chum decides to go off and do his own thing because he doesn't feel valued, which is pretty much the conflict in a way of the first movie, and really the only movie because people don't acknowledge this movie, and you'll soon see why. But Chum goes off feeling dejected. Roxanne also feels dejected because she doesn't want to do just reporting. She wants to do more with her time as well, and so she kind of goes off to do her thing, and Megamind also meets Kiko Morita, who is the president of the online Megamind fan club. Damn, they threw together a fan club within the span of two days. That's actually kind of crazy, unless they were following him since he was a villain, which is really kind of metal. But so she's the president of the fan club, and she is going to be here throughout the movie, and she is pretty annoying. And we cut to prison where the Doom Syndicate, which is a supervillain team consisting of Lady Doppler, who is able to control the weather, Pierre Pressure, who is a mind who is able to hypnotize people, Behemoth, who is a lava rock monster who's also pretty dumb, um, and and the and who was previously known as Fright Night, but now is known as Lord Nighty Night. Even the movie knows that Lord Nighty Night is a dumb name because they're like, "What happened to Fright Night? Fright Night? That's actually a pretty solid villain. That's actually a pretty solid villain name." But nope, it's changed to Lord Nighty Night, who is able to control darkness and thrive in the shadows, and he also looks like a knight. Although I'm pretty sure Fright Night is the name of one of the Skylanders, not one of like the original ones, but like by the time they got to, I want to say like Imaginators or Supercharged, but sure enough, the Doom Syndicate was apparently Megamind's whole crew. What? Excuse me. Which throws a big old hole. It rips a big old hole in the Megamind cannon, and you'll see what I mean in just a moment. But they are in prison, awaiting for the next phase of Megamind's plan, because that's what he told them when he was running with them. And sure enough, they see that Megamind is now the protector of Metro City, so they think that he has taken over Metro City, and they decide to break out to um to join up with him. So they break out of prison, which they're able to do relatively easily. They were kind of just biding their time, I guess. But they break out of prison to go reunite with Megamind. So somehow they didn't see the news broadcast of when Megamind, as a villain, actually took over Metro City when he killed Metro Man and everything, or at least perceived to kill Metro Man. And so somehow they totally missed that. But they see him here as protector of Metro City and assume, oh, that means he's taking over Metro City. It's done, and it's only gonna get worse. So they break out of prison, and they meet up with him. They meet up in his lair. Megamind reveals to Roxanne, who he introduces as his evil bride, that Megamind used to be with them, and they're waiting for the next phase of his evil plan, which he merely just did because he didn't want to hang out with them anymore. Cool. So they then go on a crime spree, which includes Megamind robbing a bank. Although Kiko shows up and convinces everyone that it's just a drill. So Megamind essentially has to pull double duty. He has to still be a hero to Metro City while pretending he's still a villain. And with the Doom Syndicate, at least he's able to, at least until he's able to get rid of them. So it's pretty much a sitcom now. Oh joy! But sure enough, uh, he reveals was what the next phase of his plan was supposed to be, something he hadn't thought out, which was sending Metro City to the moon. Come on, people! This movie already got enough of comparisons to Despicable Me, some unfair ones, but come on, guys. But sure enough, Megamind doesn't actually want to do that because he's a hero now. How the Doom Syndicate wants to launch. Megamind tries to stall the Lady Doppler. It says they suspect he's up to something, and they vow how to launch it. And they vow to launch Metro City to the moon. But it's really Lady Doppler. The rest are kind of oblivious, but they and I guess the plot of the wiki here forgets the whole party scene, which I don't blame him, but there is a party scene at Megamind's lair where her the Goldfish gang are broken out of prison, but Megamind then dehydrates them. So I guess that whole scene truly was for nothing. But back to the Doom Syndicate, they say either launch Metro City to the moon by the end of the day, or we'll be back to do it ourselves. And Megamind has to try to find a way to stop the syndicate. So he tries to reunite with Chum, who started off working as like a janitor at this cafe, but now he's gotten super successful by introducing the manager to his donuts, and now it's a super profitable reservation only, apparently, donut shop. He literally Darmaned his way into owning a donut shop. Awesome. So Megamind decides that he's gonna let Chum go, let Chum do his own thing. So Megamind and then tries to trap the Doom Syndicate hits, and while he has them trapped temporarily in their laser prison thing, and he reveals that he is in fact a hero. He's not evil anymore, but the laser cage malfunctions and he's chased through the city, which they showed that had the laser prison malfunctioned earlier because he tried to use it to stop the Go Fish gang at first, but then that malfunctioned. So why not use it again for it to malfunction again without fixing it? Oh joy, oh joy. So Megamind finds himself in an alley. He Roxanne and what's her name? Kiko. Oh, they try to convince him to fight off the Doom Syndicate. Megamind's rocking a fake beard or in hiding. But Chum then shows up and reunites with Megamind, so I guess that kind of resolved itself. However, at least the original movie tried to tried a little bit harder than that to reunite Megamind and Chum. And even then in the movie, I'll kind of admit it wasn't great. But here it's somehow even worse. So they go to the everything store. It's literally called the everything store, and their slogan is, "If we don't have it, that means it doesn't exist." Cool. Maybe there's a good movie in here, but they get the supplies that they need to stop the Doom Syndicate. Meanwhile, the Doom Syndicate go to the control room. They try to break open the control room door, which is reinforced with titanium. Eventually they crack it open, and Lady Doppler press the button, and the launch is initiated. Megamind and Roxanne try to distract Doom Syndicate with tennis balls and tennis ball launchers because sure. While Chum tries to stop the launch, but he but he is separated from his fishbowl due to the defense system of the control room of the rocket, which is built underneath Metro City. That is a lot. So Chum tries and fails to stop the city from launching, but while the city he is heading up to the moon, Chum does manage to stop the launch. The Go Fix gang are in the control room. They break out. They're dehydrated. They were dehydrated when Megamind revealed his plans to the Doom Syndicate. Excuse me, uh, but the Goldfish gang tries to stop Chum. Chum fights them off, and then he is able to launch or able to stop the launch of the city. So the city comes crashing back down. Essentially, he and the villains are defeated by Megamind and Roxanne and Kiko, who throws what was either a flashbang or I forget the other option. Megamind gave it to her earlier in the movie. Turns out it was a flashbang, and that defeats Lord Nighty Night. The rest of the villains are taken out, and everybody happy. Roxanne's the new mayor because and it's literally oh my god. I'm sorry. There's a lot to this movie. There's a lot going. This movie somehow has a lot going on and nothing going on at the same time. It's actually impressive. That Roxanne is made the new mayor of Metro City. The old mayor is like, "Hey, let's see you do better." And Roxanne's like, "Okay." And literally the time card that shows the elapsing of time set as a short, brief election or something like that later. And Roxanne's the mayor of Metro City now. Cool. And Megamind now officially teams up with Kiko. They have a hero signal, which we did see at the end of Megamind, the Doom Syndicate. Not the Doom Syndicate. That's what this pile of trash. I mean, this movie is. But at the end of Megamind versus the Button of Doom. But meanwhile, in a mid credit scene, because but surely this has to have one of those. The Doom Syndicate are back in prison, but they are visited by Megamind's former mentor, Machiavellian, who's essentially a brain at this point, a brain in a jar. And this will lead into the show. Yeah, not only did Megamind get a movie, he's got a show now too. Megamind Rules. I thought about watching it for review here, but admittedly, even with Awful Month, there's only so much I can take. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is this movie. He's starting with the dislikes. Everything about this movie sucks. The animation is terrible. The plot is nonsensical. There's so much retread of the OG movies. Instead of expanding on everything, it feels like they just throw them in there to to who really bolster this movie and try to uplift this movie, it does not work. And the worst part of all, it completely throws off Megamind's canon. And Machiavellian, the Doom Syndicate and Machiavellian, they didn't exist. It was established in the first movie that Megamind was a loner. He was lonely. The only people who he had were the people that raised him, that being the prison inmates. The prison inmates are his real, are his real uh, mentor, his family, if you will, the only crew he ever ran and with. The Doom Syndicate comes way out of nowhere, and Minion. He had Minion, but the Doom Syndicate comes completely out of nowhere. It completely throws off the canon. Roxanne and Megamind have even less chemistry than they had in the movie. Everything that established their connection and everything is stripped away little by little when it comes to this movie. In fact, just about everything about Megamind is stripped away little by little. Well, and Megamind is so dumb, makes so many dumb decisions in this movie. Yeah, he was kind of, he was kind of he kind of had his quirks and flaws in the original Megamind movie, and he had his kind of dumb or not as smart moments, his Freudian slips time to time, but he wasn't completely dumb. In this movie, he is completely dumb. And just everything about this movie is dumb. I hated this movie. I hated this movie. Now, if there was any redeeming qualities of this movie, for starters, it's only about an hour 25 minutes, so they put us out of our misery fairly quickly, thank God. The other thing is that the designs of the Doom Syndicate are kind of forgettable, but they're okay. And the thing is, I don't mind the Doom Syndicate being there, but I don't ruin the canon you established just to have these villains in here. Here, I'm gonna try my best to fix the movie. If you're gonna introduce the Doom Syndicate, have them be completely new villains. You can X out the Goldfish gang. They're forgettable as hell. Oh, introduce the Doom Syndicate as new villains, trying to fill the villain void since both Megamind has turned good and Titan is in prison. And hell, bring back Titan if you want. Have them break Titan out or whatever. But have the Doom Syndicate be a new threat to Megamind, a group of villains he's never officially met. And you can even have Machiavellian lead them or whatever. And have Megamind really be tested as a new protector of Metro City. That at least fixes the plot. The animation and everything would still be abhorrent, but at least there'd be something here. You also gotta fix the animation. There is no reason that a short film, in Megamind vs. the Button of Doom, there's no way that animation should be leaps and bounds better than this one, especially because this came way later. Or it feels so terrible, so cheap. Please don't bother watching this. It's honestly, don't bother watching the show. I haven't seen the show. I've seen some people talk about the show. I would just skip the show entirely. Don't do it. Please throw this into the sun. On whether it's warming up or not, throw this into the sun so it can never be forgotten. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to find my forget me stick so I can forget this movie ever happened. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this review. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and turn on those post notifications so you know every single time I upload a video so you never miss an upload. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on this movie and my review. If you like the movie, do you like my review of the movie? Let me know. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Peace.